I'll just be like, hey everybody, going live. I'm stoked so many people are watching this. It's gonna be pretty funny. Can't tease a goblin this time, but I can do other things. I've said my resume is full of things more.
You can't tease a goblin this time, but you're totally going to be teasing a half orc.
Whatever else comes next. It'll be fun.
All right, so we are live now. Hey guys, sorry for a little bit of the delay there. I wanted to I have the watch page up so I can check out the comments later on. But if I start the live stream and have the other page going at the same time, we get this horrible feedback and it makes everyone want to gouge their ears out. So I wanted to avoid that. But anyway, I mean, this is Nerdarchy Staff from Nerdarchy 49 Nerds by Nerds, and I'm hanging out with some cool nerdettes tonight. We're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. If you guys want to just introduce yourself and say the character you'll be playing real quick.
All right, my name is Samantha, and I will be playing my character Agnetha, who is a barbarian outlander. So you'll get to know her soon.
And I am Megan Miller, and I will be playing Halfling College of Valor Bard Kenna.
That is actually both of these young ladies are staff writers for Nerdarchy, and in addition to that, one of them is actually a novelist, which I didn't know, and she's got books that you can purchase on Amazon if you want to check out her writing.
That's true.
She does cyberpunk and fantasy. She's got, would you say, like 7 novels? You said.
I've got 6 out, and then one that's not processed. So
good enough, 6. So
yes.
How can they find you on Amazon?
Just look up Megan R. Miller. The R is important. You won't be able to find me if you don't type it.
Nice. And at some point we'll get links over to Megan's stuff for you guys to check out. But quick recap. Unfortunately, we're down a player tonight. Our gnome Vex is feeling a little under the weather, so she is hanging out with the Ambiway halfling clan. So she is under the watchful eye of Lala Midge right now, and I'm sure she'll be on the mend soon enough. So over the last couple of sessions, some things have happened. You know, the ladies have rescued halfling children from goblins and ogres. They've actually adopted a pet goblin, sort of, Birch, which is now hanging out with his mistress, Vex. You guys have actually sort of made friends with pixies that were kind of terrorizing one of the local taverns. And you've arranged for them to have a place to live here just outside of the walls of Gryphongaffe when you met with Harak, the head of the military on watch here in Gryphongaffe. And where we last left off, you guys had just finished basically having lunch with him as he went over some of the things that are going on in Gryphongaffe, as well as helping you guys relocate the pair of pixies. And now that's where we're at. You guys have to decide what you want to do.
So this what is he again? Is he a human or is he
He's a half orc.
A half orc. That's what it was. I knew he's like big. Half orcs are awesome. At least in 5e. I like. Well, okay, so I think I'm pretty interested in the library or something like that. Something that's
same
holds some sort of something that we can, look for.
Yeah, so I guess during the last session, some of the things that were discussed were one of the facts were when Daphne and Agatha had first come through, this small little rinky-dink town. They encountered this tavern that had been poisoned, and the recipients of the poison had turned into troglodytes. You guys were able to subdue them and basically, lock them up in a storage room instead of killing them or doing them harm. But the problem is they're still troglodytes. And one of the things that you guys had expressed was the desire to look for a cure for those. And you're also here in Gryphongaffe with a specific purpose. and that is to find the poisoner that goes by the name of Monarch. So that was one of the things kind of on your agenda. Megan's character Kenna has just been kind of hanging out with and befriended you guys after you helped rescue her nephew and nieces from the goblins.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess when you guys were talking about figuring out a cure, the library had come up. Also, at some point, the pixies are going to have to find their way to their new home. Whether you guys you can just leave that to someone else, or whether you guys personally want to escort them, that'll be up to you. And also, this evening, you had actually agreed to meet, or Agatha had agreed to meet with Harak for dinner. But you do have time before that happens if you wish to go to the library.
Okay. My question is I wonder if these pixies have any more information about what's been going on with, this troglodyte disease, you could say. Maybe the disruption in the force, you could say, has sort of been picked up on their radar, and they can sort of tell us what's going on in their realm. Maybe there's something that we're not seeing, so we could always follow them or help them and maybe ask them for a favor. Or if you think the library is a better idea, Megan, whatever you think. It's my idea.
See if their pixie senses are tingling.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of ran into them, right? Maybe for a reason.
I mean, anybody could know anything. It's always best to check.
Right. Okay. Well, where's their home per se, Dave?
So one of the things that you had discovered in the last session, and one of the reasons why they've been kind of tormenting the tavern goers was because their home had kind of got mowed down when they had when the wall was being built. And so right now they don't actually have a home, but there's a ranger lodge outside the walls that was set up by a nature priest, an elven nature priest, and he's also a merchant. So when he set it up, he kind of set it up as like a place to camp for nobles, so they can like go camping without actually roughing it.
Right.
But attached to that, there's actually a nature shrine, as well as a sacred tree that has a face spirit guardian attached to it.
Like Awa.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool. Oh, we might be able to
All right,
learn a lot from these three.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's escort some pixies. Let's do this.
Yes. Escort the pixies. I'll be like, Harak, babe, I'll be back.
All
Shaking
right,
my head.
so you guys go back to and find the pixies. They told you how to get a hold of them, and also you each have one of those little pouches. It's like, for you guys, it's like the size of a thimble, basically, and it is literally just a pinch of pixie dust. But while you have it on your person, you're able to speak and understand the language of the Fae Fairy, Sylvan. Or you can always use that pixie dust to basically create a one random effect, or use it to cast as a material component to cast enchantment spells at 3rd level or lower. But you can do whatever you want with that when you want. But for now, it's basically a pixie translator. So you go back to where you had last seen them, which is the Poor Man's Pub. And it's still early in the day, just past the midday meal. So the place isn't very busy.
Okay. Cool. All right. It's a good time to
Who's about?
Huh?
Who's about in the pub?
So the owner is there behind the bar, as one would expect, tending things. And there is a couple of patrons as well. Matter of fact, the two gentlemen you guys had originally met, Tonk and Ratelli, they're back again. And you kind of met them because they they were the first victims of the pixies.
Yeah, I remember one of them almost took my head off with the chair.
Yes. Jenna, the server, she is working behind the bar. We're helping out with with the owner, whose name I'm not remembering off the
It
top
was
of my head.
Tom.
Tom, yes.
Tom.
But other than that, the place is pretty empty.
Okay.
And as soon as after you enter, within moments, you feel something lightly touch down upon your shoulder.
Hi.
And with that, you hear like tiny clapping as little unseen hands clap by your ear, and you hear a giggle. Ah, you've returned.
I said I would.
You guys actually haven't talked to them since you found them a new home.
So we found you a tree.
Is it a nice tree?
I think so. We haven't actually been by to see it ourselves. We thought you would want to come as well.
That would be wonderful. Do you think it'd be okay if some of our friends come?
I am sure that wouldn't be a problem. How many friends are we talking?
So the disembodied voice, you kind of get the feeling that they're counting, or ticking something off. Just a few of us.
Okay.
We're really small. We don't take up much room.
I think it would be.
All right. I've got a riding dog. I'm sure we'll have space.
And
Famous last words.
You can like float around my feathers and stuff.
Well, we can fly. We get around fairly easily enough.
All right. Pixie caravan. Let's do this.
Pixie caravan. Perfect.
So they remain invisible until after you pass through the gates, and once you get just beyond the walls, then Tika, the female pixie, is sitting upon your shoulder, and Taka, the male, is now sitting cross-legged. He's sitting cross-legged, like on the pommel of the saddle, except for he's leaning back, lounging back on Monty's head, kind of reclined and relaxing. And you see him waving. At first, you think he's waving to you, but then you kind of realize he's waving past you. And if you turn around and look, you can actually, because you can see where you see his attention is drawn elsewhere. There's a line of pixies marching behind you guys.
About how many pixies are we talking?
Several dozen.
Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to get my violin out and play some music while we're all like walking down the road, because we're going to be a procession now. This is what's happening.
Music is needed.
So as you do that, the pixies begin to sing.
Yes.
And they're using words, but it very much reminds you of birdsong.
Aww.
And
I like this.
They seem to be greatly enjoying the marching, and they begin kind of like frolicking and flying around in sync with the music that's playing. And every once in a while, one of them will fly up to you and introduce themselves. And there seems to be a reoccurring theme. Either their name ends with an ika or aka.
All right.
And after a little while, you can kind of discern the akas are males and the ikas are females.
Okay.
But after they mix up, it's hard to tell one from the other. Fortunately, Taka and Tika have been staying right with you, so they're easy enough to discern. And many of them give their thanks, and you seem to be showing appreciation for what you guys have done for them, and they're very happy and excited about being taken to this new home. So you guys travel several hours before you become to the lodge. You'd gotten directions before leaving town. It's easy enough to find. The place is constructed well, and it's kind of set up like a really large hall on the outside. But when you get inside, you can see that there's a common room, and clearly there is instead of being an open space like you would expect, there's actually more than one level to it, and everything is kind of like branched out into various rooms. There's several people here. They seem to be of the upper echelon of society. Behind the desk, there is a young, kind of rugged looking human male, and he's kind of being berated by an aristocratic looking woman. And by the look on his face, you can tell it isn't the first time, and it probably won't be the last time.
I am going to stroll up to this exchange and say, "How now, friends? What seems to be the problem?"
The lad behind the counter. Oh, there's no problem at all. You know, just business as usual. The lady here had some issues with her room, and we're going to take care of it right away. We always strive to please our patrons. And the smile plastered upon his face is, no insight check necessary to see that it is one that he just wears every day as part of his uniform.
Right.
Oh, I give him the most sympathetic look.
I'm just like staring at him.
Yeah, so he kind of gives you guys a little like nod and a wink when he thinks the woman isn't really looking. He addresses her and then takes care of that concern. And what can I do for the two of you? Are you new recruits, new rangers?
We brought you a pixie parade for the tree.
And he kind of does like one of these where he like bobs his head back and forth like he's trying to look around you. And he's like, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, are we going to just tell them that we have these pixies? I mean, are these okay?
Oh, okay. Hey, it's all right. Nobody's going to hurt you here.
You guys would have had a writ with Herox steel upon it, and it probably like a letter of introduction.
Agnetha probably has that.
Yeah, I'm like holding it up.
Okay, so he takes it from you and breaks the seal and gives it a quick read over. And as you say, it's okay. Most of them do not appear, just Taka and Tika. The rest of them are far more timid. And he says, I see. The shrine is through the doors there. All are free to enter. As long as you have no ill intent, there should be no problems. The guardian is rarely ever seen.
The guardian.
That sounds interesting.
Thank you, kind sir. I'm going to let you do the talking while we're here since you're a bard, and I probably shouldn't say anything.
He tips his hat to the both of you and kind of gestures with a little bit of a flourish and gives you an actual genuine smile as he points to the door that he leads to the nature shrine.
Well, thank you very much. We will see this business closed quickly.
So as you exit the rear of the lodge, you find yourself on a pathway, and everything is kind of landscaped and immaculate, but at the same time, it looks wild. So everywhere there's all kinds of different flora. There's trees on either side of the pathway. Everything looks super vibrant and healthy. The greens are greener than you've ever seen before. Even though there is a canopy above, the sun seems to still find its way to the ground. After walking for a while down the path, you see a large tree up ahead of you. If both of you were to try and entwine your arms around it, you would not be able to touch each other's fingers. Although, with a halfling, it might not be as big a deal. But, several humans linking up, it would take to actually go all the way around the base of the tree. It's so large.
It's a big tree, yeah. Cool.
And as you guys get closer to the tree, you begin hearing whispering. And it's the pixies. And they begin whispering with what you would consider reverence and awe. And as you...
I take it you approve.
This place is wonderful. We did not even know it was here.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I mean, not good that you didn't know it was here, but I'm glad that you guys have, found a preferable place to be.
So you start to hear the buzz of pixie wings as they all begin to appear, and they begin like flitting around like dragonflies on a pond. And as they're flying through the foliage, you see them putting out their little tiny hands and patting the leaves and touching the flowers, and they begin to circle around the tree and dance and sing. As you get closer to the tree, you can actually kind of see around it, and you see a large shrine on the other side. It is completely made of wood, and it has all kinds of depictions of the splendors of nature. The odd thing about it, though, it does not appear to be carved, but as if it was just grown from the ground itself.
Cool.
And as the pixies sing and dance, you notice a face that's it almost seems to be etched into the tree of
I want to get a closer look.
Well, as you begin getting closer, the face kind of like begins pushing out of the tree, and it's very spectral, almost like an emerald green, translucent light. And as the face comes away, so does a body form with it, and it is an older half elf, wearing simple clothes with a long sword strapped to his side. Wow. And he begins looking around at the pixies, and you can see he has a pleased look upon his face. Then he looks up and sees the two of you, and greetings, visitors.
Gosh, I might just bow to this person who is
same
my race and came out of a tree.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. Hello, great lord.
That is not necessary. That bowing and scraping is a lifetime away before I've come here and taken up residence as the guardian.
Oh, thank God. I'm just joking.
I live in this place as it's my atonement for the life I lived before.
Ah, very good.
Although I do not really recall that life so much. Maybe perhaps as more of a rebirth. Here I'm just the guardian of the grove, and I welcome all who wish to come in peace.
Well, great. We've got lots of fairies for you.
Yeah, we are very glad to meet you and very glad to be here. Presumably, it's all right if our pixie friends stay.
I am a friend of all the Fae. Of course they may stay. Thank you for bringing them.
Ask him the questions. Well, I guess I could do good with this guy now that I'm a half elf. I don't feel so strange.
Yeah, also, I don't know as much about this as you do, so...
All right, I'm going to ask him some of my questions. Yeah, you haven't been around as long. Well, I'm going to tell him about all the strange occurrences that we've sort of dealt with in the last little while. I'm going to ask him if he knows anything that's maybe been disrupting the cycles of nature in this area.
In my former life, I may have been able to help you more, but unfortunately, since the rebirth, much of that has been lost to me, and my world does not exist very far beyond this grove.
So you actually aren't connected to anything beyond the base that you're actually part of now?
I'm afraid not.
Okay. Well, that's good that it hasn't touched this place yet.
But if you ever need a place of rest and succor, I offer up my grove.
Thank you. I will take you up on that.
And with that, he kind of floats forward to the both of you and just takes one finger of each hand and traces a sigil in the air upon just in front of your foreheads. And as he does it, the rune kind of like slides forward and kisses your foreheads. and there's just a slight tinkling feeling, and you hear ethereal bells ringing, just ever so slightly.
I feel so happy all of a sudden.
What was that?
A simple blessing to take with you out of this place. It'll fade within the day or so, but for now, it is yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, is that like inspiration or something, or just kind of like, ooh, we feel good?
Well, no, you start with inspiration. Good question. But no, actually, basically, you just put a bless spell on you guys for the next 24 hours.
Love it.
Awesome.
I'm not so grumpy.
Thank God.
I'm like, yeah, let's go frolic through the streams and find lilies and stuff.
Yeah, now
Well.
Borsch isn't here for your good mood. Poor
no one to
Borsch.
pick on. Now the pixies don't like me. No, they just want to go live in their tree. No, this is good. Okay, so cool. Is there anything else in this like, how big is this place altogether? I guess.
It's very large. The lodge itself actually has 2 stories to it, and you imagine it accommodates at least a dozen rooms. Cool. And then the actual the surrounding area is, most of it is very wild and almost looks impassable. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like pathways have been grown into it. So it's a large garden. It almost makes up like a hedge maze, but minus the hedge part.
Mm-hmm. It's like a place of rest and peace. It's like a stopway point.
Yeah, because where you guys came out to the tree and the shrine, there's actually several different paths leading off of there. One in each of the cardinal directions.
Cool. Ooh, places to explore. Okay, so, well, Kenna, what do you think? You want to stay and check this place out? Go frolic through the flowers now that we feel super happy? Or just go
I think that it would be a good idea to come back and check it out further at some point, but we also do have business, and you don't want to be late for your date.
I do not. It's a half work. I mean, come on. Come across a half work every day.
Okay. All right. Spare me the details. Let's go.
So you guys, head back to town. You say your goodbyes, and
all right.
The pixies insist that you come back to visit them at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And as you head out, the young gentleman behind the desk waves you off.
See, because I'm thinking there are a lot of aristocrats that stay here, and pixies are probably going to be all over the place and hearing the things that these aristocrats are saying to each other, and I want to know those things.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, that's actually, yeah, that we could use them as our little sneak thought, like they could just be listening in. Our little
very interesting. I didn't think of that, but that's actually an excellent idea.
Yeah, seriously, aristocrats, what are they up to? Keep your ears out, little pixies.
Inspiration.
Yeah, seriously, that was a good idea.
Okay, so with that, you guys head out, and it is not long before you guys can. What are your passive perception checks?
Oh boy,
I got 15.
14.
Okay, 15 and 14.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys are marching back to town, alert as ever, and it is not long before the first thing that happens is Monty kind of stops, goes stock still, his ears perk up, and then you guys actually hear the sounds of crashing through the brush.
Oh, great.
So and it's coming, it's coming off to the right.
Get my shield off my back.
And you hear the loud, obnoxious voices that you've heard previously before, and you hear the tromp of large feet, and the snuffling of some large beast. Breaking through the tree line is a creature that is easily the size of a large bear, except for it is covered in feathers and has the head of like it looks like a barn owl or a horned owl.
Oh.
And following behind this beast is two ogres, and you actually recognize them because the one is completely hairless, and the other one has long, greasy black hair from your last encounter on the road.
Jerks
Hey,
again.
look, it's the maggot eater.
Yeah.
You girls got lucky last time.
Shit.
More like you did because you got away. You
No.
really want to do this here, do ya?
This time we have our pet. We're gonna feed you to Fluffy.
Oh my god.
You really shouldn't get your animals involved in your squabbles. That really butters my biscuits.
You'll taste good with biscuits.
A halfling and a half elf. We should run.
No, we got this.
Oh
We
my
got this. We can do it.
God. All right, fools. Taste
I have a
my
bone to pick with
blade.
these two. I'm not going down without a fight.
All right, drop
I knew we
initiative.
shouldn't have let them go, man. But they ran too fast, right?
They did. They got away. It's not like we could have done anything about it.
We should have chased them down instead of. Well, there were children missing, so never mind.
That is 17. Yeah, that was the important thing.
What are you doing?
Initiative.
Oh, you're rolling initiative. Okay. 19.
Yeah, you guys are absolutely gonna go before them.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Well, I guess since I'm the big bash and smash, I don't know, Bard, is there anything magical that you want to do before I just kind of attack these dudes or one of these?
If you want to let me give you inspiration before you charge in, then I can do that if the DM allows it.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do that. So the other thing to keep in mind too is when you roll your d20s now, also roll a d4. I believe that's how Bless works.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch half of that.
Okay.
Wait, when you guys roll your d20s, also roll a d4.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Agatha, you're up. What are you doing? There's either the two ogres, Troll and Grass, or there is the owlbear, Fluffy.
Oh my gosh. Are any of these creatures like magic wielding or anything like that? Can they cast spells or are they just sort of melee attack?
They melee attack, you would say. They do not look like spellcasters to you.
I'm gonna take out this big guy that they called their buddy.
It's an animal.
Or is that well, yeah, isn't that the owl creature that they said they brought along?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
yes,
an owl bear, but
This owl bear, I'm going to attack him first. Okay. So
Kenna
that
kind of flinches.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on that first attack, plus 2, so 13. Because I'm gonna rage, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just kind of give it my all right now.
Okay. So that will absolutely hit.
Okay. And for my damage, I'm gonna do that. So 10 damage.
Okay.
And I'll roll again.
And you said you're
That's
going
a
after
20.
the beast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just rolled a 20, so
Okay. So
for
you're
my second attack.
natural 20, so you're going to be rolling double damage.
Awesome. And let's go ahead and roll for damage. So that would be 12. And plus my and then for my inspiration, do I just roll again or what do I do?
For the bardic inspiration? Yeah. If you rolled a 20, that would be a great place to use your bardic inspiration. Is it a die 8, Megan?
Yes, it's a D8.
So you would roll initial 2d8 as well, and add that to the damage.
Okay, so 3 plus 4, so 7.
So it's 12 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
19.
so all right, so you kind of like vault forward, towards this agglomeration of bear and owl,
Yeah.
with your glaive lancing out, striking blow after blow,
Mm-hmm.
and you seem to have wounded it grievously, but it is still up and still angry.
When I have a question. When I attack and I sort of want to transform and kind of use my bear stance and my bear strength, do I do that as I attack?
That's just rage. That's just part of your rage. Yeah.
Okay.
So unless there's like a specific special ability you're using.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to scare him as much as I can. He seems like a big guy.
So that brings us to you, Megan. What are you doing?
If I attack the owlbear, can I do so non-lethally?
Yeah, you can choose to do non-lethal damage.
Okay, well, I am attacking the owlbear non-lethally because it's an animal and it's not its fault that its masters are ridiculous. So attack 1, that's hold on. I've got a lot of numbers here. 27 to hit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are you
and
doing?
then that damage, that's 7 non-lethal damage for the first attack, and then the second attack, $18.
That will hit.
And that's 7 damage as well. So I'm like coming in with my swords and striking it with like the flats or the back end.
Okay. Fluffy definitely looks very dazed and perturbed as your little short sword lances out again and again to slap at its face and its beak and its paws. It is seems very irritated at this. So from the back, Troll and Gross pull javelins out and hurl them in your direction. That you're going to throw one at each of you guys. So Agatha, what is your armor class?
15.
All right, so that is a 18 on you, and that is a 20-something on you, Megan. So these humongous javelins come lancing in.
Okay. Gosh, I almost want to use my dash to like hit him or something after that. But
like how much am I getting hit for here?
I'm looking right now. So okay, you guys are gonna. All right. So Agatha is going to take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And Kenna is going to take 12 points of damage.
Oh boy.
It's not too bad. I'll just hit him again.
And all right, where is Monty in all of this?
I sent him back. I'm not letting him in the fight, and he has more hit points now than he did first session. But I still it would totally defeat the purpose of telling them that it was dishonorable to have their animal involved in the fight if I had Monty in the fight.
Makes sense. Okay.
I am many things, but a hypocrite is not one of them.
Okay. So the Fluffy rears up in front of Kenna and comes down with the paws hard.
Oh, good.
And then snaps his jaws at empty air. But those paws come crashing down to either side of you. They're going to hurt a little bit.
Ouch. Should have led him toward a cliff or something. But I don't think there's any cliffs here.
Where's a cliff when you need one?
I'm thinking, yeah. Where's some nature that I can damage on these guys?
And you're going to take 14 points of damage.
Oh boy.
So what do we...
Yeah, I'm pretty hurt.
Yeah, this is kind of bad.
Yep.
How injured is this guy?
The Fluffy is very
Fluffy.
injured.
Okay, well, I'm going to strike at him again and just try to take him out. So that's a 13. And it's my strength and my proficiency, is that right?
Yep.
So
That is
17 plus 2. That's a 19.
That will absolutely
then
help. Yeah,
whatever else I have, the blessing on me plus that.
Yes. So that will absolutely hit.
Yes. Okay. And the 4, 6 damage. Is that right? Really? That sucks. Oh my god, that's dumb.
That is enough, though.
Am I rolling the right thing here? Let me make sure. This is my D6, right? That's my D10. I'm not even rolling the right one. I'm like, that's not right. I gotta get my D10 out. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Not even better. I rolled a 5 plus my freaking strength plus strength.
And rage.
So 8.
Okay, so a little bit better, but it's actually enough to drop the beast.
Nice. Okay, good.
And so it is down. It is unconscious. It is not. It's not dying since the subdual damage is actually what kind of put it over the top. And you still have one more attack left if you want to close in with one of the ogres.
Thank you. I would love to dash at his face and slice him with my awesome glaive. Rolled a 6.
Remember, you can also roll a die 4 and add that number to it as well.
Oh, yes. Thank you. 12. 1. Really? So 13. 13 on the attack. And then for my damage, I got an 8, 9, 10, 11 damage. Plus my... Yeah.
So the ogres are actually fairly easy to hit.
Okay.
So you don't have any problems there. So your damage was 11?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then that brings us to Megan.
Okay. So I am going to attack the same ogre because I'm pretty hurt, but I think I can hold out for one more round at least. And I figure if we focus fire on the same ogre and manage to down it, then we won't be taking as much damage. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's take him out one.
Nope. That was the worst.
So you got 6 showing. What's the total?
12.
That actually hits.
Holy crap. Thank you, blessing.
Yeah.
And then that's 6 damage, and I have another attack.
Okay.
15.
Is that a 1? Or no, it's a 6.
No, it's a 5.
Okay. They look all jumbled together for me. That absolutely hits. I'm like, because clearly you couldn't get a 15 off of a 1 if
right.
you rolled a 2 on the last one. So.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit clear. I meant to hit roll. Okay. 4 damage.
Okay.
Oh, and also bonus action, give her inspiration because I think we're going back to town after this, so I should just do that.
Sometimes you got to go full tilt.
Right.
Okay, so this is the hairless ogre, Gross, begins bellowing and screaming because he's unhappy with the fact that you're picking on him, and he mentions as much. It almost sounds like a toddler having a temper tantrum. Stupid girls, stop hitting Gross. Stop it. Troll,
Oh, I'm sorry.
get
Does little
them.
baby have a boo-boo?
You meanies, what did you do to Fluffy? So with that, one of them will attack each of you. So I'll go with you first, Megan. And that is going to hit.
No. Oh.
And the second one is at Agatha. And that is going to hit a, not that very high. That's going to hit a 10, so I'm assuming that's going to miss you.
Yes.
All right. And... all right, so that great club comes right for your head.
Can I use one of my actions to dodge it?
No, well, you already did dodge it. You either dodged or blocked for 16 points of damage.
I'm dead.
You're down?
Yeah, I'm down.
No. Oh no.
So your little friend just went down as the club comes careening in at her chest, flinging her across the road.
Oh my god. I'm gonna run.
Oh my god, are you just gonna leave me here?
Oh god, what did we do? I told you we should have ran. This was a bad idea.
You did. You were right. But I can't tell you that because I'm down.
I'm like yelling to you through the spirit world. I'm like, curse you, halfling.
Like, I'm only at -2. That's not like properly dead, right? It's like,
No. Your next turn, you'll have to make a death saving throw.
Oh my god.
oh, good.
We need to go back to the place.
I have never had to do this before, so
Oh my god.
you're gonna have to talk me through that.
Yeah,
No
how does
problem.
this work?
Well-
This is interesting.
So now we're back to Agatha. What are you doing?
I'm like really raging, like mad now, like really mad. So I'm gonna go all bear on this guy that smashed my friend, and it's to the death.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and attack this dude with my glaive. 7, 8, 11, and then that's 13 plus my. Do I roll another d4?
You don't have to. It hits.
Does she
Okay.
still have inspiration even though I'm down?
She does.
Okay.
So I can. So what can I do with that?
You can use it to either you can add it to an attack roll or to a damage roll.
Let's add it to my damage roll.
Okay.
So 6. So 10. Oh, hold on.
And you get an extra die 8 to it as well.
So that would be 8. Do I add my rage damage to my
Yep.
damage? So that's 10. Plus proficiencies or anything like that? I don't.
It's just your strength. It's just your strength.
My strength.
Your rage damage.
10. So 14 plus my strength. So actually, it's a 15.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So I hit him pretty hard.
And is that including the die 8?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you still have another attack.
Yes. And that's a 16. Ooh, that's a 19.
That'll definitely hit.
And then 11 hit.
11 damage.
11 damage.
Okay.
I'm just mad and furious now. Coming back.
Stupid elf girl hurt. And with that, They only have eyes for you, Agatha. Now, as the clubs come swinging in.
Can I use an action to just like go under his legs?
Action.
An action to like move under his legs and go for his knees?
In a moment, you can.
Yes. Like I need to do that.
What is your armor class?
It's 15.
Okay, so 14 and a 15, so you get hit once.
Okay.
Oh, you're so lucky. You took 7 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm still alive, bitches. Still alive. Sucks for you.
And Megan, just drop it. It's just a straight D20.
Oh God. Okay.
So she's going to
Praise our
resist
Anubis. 14.
Okay, so you've passed your first death save.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's basically until you fail for your past 3, we keep going.
Okay.
All right, Agatha, you're up.
All right, so I hurt that guy. I'm going to hurt him again. Yeah. I'm going to dash and go for his knees.
Okay.
I'm going to take out his big floppy knees because he's a big, tall guy, right?
He is. He's like 9 foot tall.
So 16 for my attack.
That definitely hits.
Okay. And then 7 for my damage. Plus, so 10. 12 damage.
Okay, so you actually come in just like you wanted to. You kind of like roll behind him, spin your glaive, and slam it against the back of his legs. And as you do that, he basically goes horizontal and then lands on his head and his shoulders, cracking his head on the ground with a resounding thud, and just twitches a couple times and stops moving. And now you still have your other attack, and you are kind of like on one knee in front of Troll. You just did this kind of cool maneuver that took out his friend. And Troll,
so he's down now.
Oh yeah, he's down and unconscious.
All right, sweet. So I'm gonna take a dash and attack this other guy with my second attack. Can I do that? Or
Yeah, he's close enough. You can get to him.
Sweet. 19.
That will absolutely hit.
Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 14. 14 damage. Oh, do I roll for damage? Do I roll a D8 or a D4 or no?
No. That was only
Okay, so that's my final.
Yeah, that was only when you had the bard helping.
Okay. My poor bard. Please don't. I try to like sing for you to come back. I'm sorry. I'm like stabbing people. I'm trying to sing for you. Come back.
All right. So Troll looks. He looks at you. Agatha. He looks down at Gross, and he looks at Fluffy. And he's looking at hefting his great club. He takes a step back, and you can see in his eyes the indecision as he's trying to figure out if he should try and fight you or if he should run away or surrender.
I'm gonna ground his face.
Make an intimidate check.
Nice. 14, baby.
So 14. When you kind of like growl at him and make mean faces, I guess you mean mug him. You can see that you can see in his eyes that something just kind of breaks, and his eyes go wide ever so slightly, and he throws down his great club at your feet and drops to his knees and covers his head with his enormous hairy arms and starts begging for mercy. No more, no more. Don't kill me like Fluffy and Gross.
What is this pathetic creature doing? I don't even have anyone to look to. Or talk to. I'm just like, what the fuck? In the middle of the
that's
woods with
Agatha,
blood all
all right.
over my hands.
I'll go away. I won't come back ever.
No, you won't. You're gonna come here. You're not going anywhere. I'm gonna tie a rope around his neck and wait for my friend to decide what to do with his arse. Maybe we can question this beast. Maybe figure out what's going on in the area. Why did you attack me on the road? Why do you keep attacking us? I'm gonna like threaten him against tree trunks. That's basically what I'm
Oh. He looks terrified. And now it kind of reminds me. There's this classic piece of AD&D art where it's a warrior woman that has an ogre down, and his club is like cleaved in half, and her foot is like on his chest, and she's got his sword pointing at his face. she's like holding on to him by like a nose ring.
Yeah, something like that. I'd find his piercings and start pulling on him, and his little hairs that he has. I'd be torturing him with that and be like questioning him.
So that's what I'm kind of thinking. But Megan, give me another death save, and your friend is down if you want to attend to her.
Oh yeah, of course. I thought she was rezzed and she's getting up. So what's happening after this happens?
No, I passed one throw. I actually went and read the rules for this. I have to pass 3 of these.
Okay. Well, maybe I can just, tie up the dude and then I can come over and assist my friend, because that would be my second thing I would do.
Okay. Yeah, so Monty is over there licking on you and trying to get you to move. So let's do our next check, Megan.
Oh, dog.
He's whining a little bit.
Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, my feels. Okay, do I roll?
Yep, just a D20.
Darn.
Oh,
that's a 6.
On these dice roll or whatever it's called. This dice stream sucks. Never ever rolls good for me. I always just roll my own dice.
It so you got 1 and 1. Now, Agatha, you can make a medicine check, or if you have a healer's kit, you can use an application of that. So the medicine check is just basically, if you don't have proficiency, it's just a wisdom check.
Okay. I guess I'll just do that. So roll D20 for that, or okay. All right, 10 plus my wisdom. So 11.
Okay, so you're stable.
All right, cool.
By 1. She just made the check.
We need to well, now that I have him tied up and secure, I can kind of tell you that we need to go get help, and I can carry you at least because you're
so does that mean I'm not dying anymore?
You are no longer dying. You're just merely unconscious.
Oh my gosh, that was a close one.
Cool.
You guys,
I'm okay with this.
You guys can blame Vex.
Your sickness almost killed us.
Oh, that's not funny.
I was going to say that the reason that she was sick was because she was hanging out with goblins, but I don't know if that would be very nice.
Or it wasn't the goblins' fault, and I am sure that
I love you.
You know what? It could have been worse. This could have gone better, but it could have gone a lot worse. At least nobody died.
I missed your zapping skills, Vex. Come back to us, Vex.
So let me see. Oh, the ogre Gross is actually deceased.
Nice.
Okay, so somebody died.
Yes, somebody did die. So he was actually brought to exactly 0, and he would have had to make 2 death saves, and I failed once, but then I also failed with a crit 1, so that's 2 death saves. So he actually died from those.
Bitch, don't mess with us. Right.
And so Fluffy is just unconscious.
Fluffy is unconscious, so we need to bring out Fluffy.
So what are you doing, Agatha? You could carry the halfling. You could put her. You could kind of put her on Monty if you wanted to.
Can I end Fluffy?
Yes, you could absolutely do that.
I'm gonna.
God damn it, Agatha.
I'm gonna end Fluffy.
Now, I will say you probably.
I'm not there to tell you not to. So.
Hey, I'm a barbarian outlander. In my opinion,
Oh, I know.
in my views, this is wrong to let this creature live, especially since it's attacked us twice. I rolled a 13 on my attack.
Oh, you don't even have to roll. You just kind of end it.
Oh yeah, so I just go up and stab him in the freaking neck.
God.
And
The
I like
stupid thing
look at
about
you
this
as
is
the
that
blood
even
goes
if you-
everywhere. And I say, this is the blood of restoration on us all in this land from these filthy, spuny filths. I show no mercy.
A single tear rolls down Troll's cheek as he watches you end Troll. I mean, end Fluffy.
Oh my gosh! Way to perform the sad part, Dave. You had to use a tear. Chicken! Woo! Dinner's on me tonight.
I was unconscious at the time and had nothing to do with it, so I am not culpable.
Don't even worry. I have survival skills. I know how to depulk this thing and put it right in the pot.
I'm thinking owlbear headdress.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're going to dismember it and use it for a garment now? Like, that's what's happening here? God damn it, Agatha.
Yes. And its blood will give us victory in our next battles. It's just like a Viking princess, okay? That's what she knows. Don't judge. I'm judging you. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. Like, I'm not judging you, but Kenna probably will.
No, I mean, I'm not talking. You're fine. Kenna. Okay, so I killed this beast, and now we gotta. And the other guy, is he unconscious, or is he dead, or what happened to him?
So yeah, the other ogre is dead, and
Okay.
Troll is the ogre you defeated, and he's just kind of sitting in the middle of the road, Indian style. Every once in a while, he just kind of pokes grass.
Okay. I'm going to take him with me. I'm going to put my wounded friend on my arm, and I'm going to take him to my new boyfriend, Harak, to deal with. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can take him prisoner.
Yes. And he's not going to be my familiar. I'm going to make that very clear right now. He is my prisoner.
Oh my
I don't
God.
feed him. I don't clothe him. He is my slave.
There might be laws against slavery in Gryphongaffe.
I'm going to not make it appear that way then.
Okay, so you bind his hands behind his back or something, or in front of him, and kind of just make him walk in front of you.
By his neck down to his hands, so he's like, and I'm taking him with me. But I'm gently holding my friend, okay, in a loving manner. I am neutral. Okay, so come on, dog, let's go.
So it takes a little time, but you make your way to Gryphongaffe, and you find yourself at the gates once again, with two very startled-looking and concerned-looking guardsmen.
Of course.
What happened to your friend? And you didn't have that with you when you left.
Well, I'm really good with the common tongue, so I'm going to sort of use whatever. I'm going to kind of get friendly with these guys and tell them what happened. I'm going to tell them that we were attacked twice by these beasts that we took down, and that I'm going to take this guy to his captain of the guard, basically your military head, Horok, to deal with. Can I roll persuasion or something?
No, you don't actually have to roll.
Okay.
So you just want to turn. So you're saying he's a bandit?
He's like a yeah. He is. He's been attacking people on the road.
All right. Well, you could just turn him over to us. Harak is very busy.
Harak is busy with me. To you guys. Okay, so are these guys just part of the military then?
Yeah, they're the watch, the guardsmen.
Okay, I would love to. Go ahead and take this slime off my hands. I need a bath.
So with that, he pulls a whistle out of his pouch and blows it, and some other guards come over, and before you know it, there's like 10 guards escorting Troll away from you guys. They're kind of prodding and poking him along with spears, and most of them look a little scared, to be honest with you. But soon enough, he's out of sight. you're told that on the other side of town is the Church of the Light, and they might be able to attend to your friend.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
So you make your way across town, and um, you see a rather humble but sturdy looking building. It looks to be one of the older buildings here in the town of Gryphongaffe, and it looks like everything was made of a white wood at one time, but it is aged. It seems like it's kept pretty well. You can see that you know, the paint is peeling a little bit, but you can see that there's several layers of paint as you kind of walk up to the door, as if it regularly gets attended to, and it's getting close to that time again. There's etchings and statuary all around the outside of this building. There's what looks to be newly installed stained glass. It actually looks a little above the station of the original building, like it was added on. And above the building is a large bell tower. So
Okay.
you find yourself in front of these large double doors, which open easily when you push upon them. And the building is kind of on the inside shaped like an octagon, and there's various shrines all around the room to different gods. So it's clearly a place of not one god particular. And a young acolyte comes to greet you at the door. What can I help you with, Miss? Your friend seems hurt. What can we do for you?
Yeah, I'm rushing her in. I'm just sort of frantic at this point. You know, my friend has been deeply injured and she needs medical assistance right away. We need your help.
My goodness, it looks like she's been run over by a troop of ogres.
We could say that. No time for jokes, lady. Snap, snap. Let's go.
Father Frelier will be right along. Come, and he takes you down the hallway into a small room with a cot in it and a wash basin, and he begins washing Kenna's face and hands and feet, and then a elderly gentleman comes in behind him wearing white robes. They're a bit threadbare, like they've been lived in and worn through quite a bit, and prayer beads around his neck.
Okay.
He's balding on top, blue eyes, clean shaven, and plenty of wrinkles. I'm Father Frelier. Let me attend to your friend. And he begins pulling out like a medicine bag with poultices and stuff like that, and checking vitals. And then he does a quick incantation, and you find yourself, Kenna, you're up, you're in a bed, you're conscious, but you're at 1 hit point.
Okay, so do I wake up?
Yeah, you wake up. You're in a strange place. Agatha is towering above you, as well as two strangers.
Huh. So I guess I almost found myself in some grave straits, huh?
Yes, young lady. I don't know exactly what happened, but it looks like you were on the wrong side of it.
Ogres.
Oh, nasty creatures. My name is Father Frelier, and my acolyte here is Mikhail.
Hi, I'm Kenna.
Don't speak. I'll speak for you, my friend.
I can talk. I'm fine. I'm not fine, but I can talk.
Gosh, just so trampled by beasts right now. Poor little halfling.
Am I allowed to cast healing spells on myself?
I'm gonna request that you get like homemade bread with jam and butter as soon as possible, and some honey and some tea.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with that. I like tea.
Okay.
So you can stay here and recover if you like, or you're free to go.
Dave, can I have an intermission really quick? Can we do an intermission? Take 5?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. BRB
Okay, so can I cast healing spells on myself?
Oh yeah, you can. You're fine to do whatever you want now.
Well, cool. I'm gonna cast a healing spell on myself. I am going to cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level, so that's 3d8 plus 4.
Okay.
I don't know why I rolled a d20 in there. Just ignore that. Okay, so now I have 23 hit points, and I am feeling much better.
What is your max by chance?
40.
Okay. So, do you wish to stay here with your recovery? And Monty's also like in the corner, kind of looking on. But do you want to stay here and recover, or do you wish to go back to your clan?
I think I want to stay here. Hospitals kind of wig me out.
And so when you get up and you kind of you cast the healing spell on yourself, Father Frelier looks on and gives you kind of an approving nod. Oh, I see you have some talent in the art.
I dabble a little.
When you cast your spells, are you using an instrument or are you singing?
I'm probably like finding the nearest object and tapping out a beat on it because she's really a drummer at heart. She's probably like.
Yeah, as soon as you said as soon as I said it, I remembered that you usually use your shield. But so actually, what would have happened is Monty would have probably drug over your shield to you before you cast the spell. He always seems to know what you need.
Good. I love on that dog something fierce.
Oh, your loyal dog.
So with that, you guys, head on out, and they wish you well. And on the way out, the acolyte kind of follows you, and as you get to the door, you kind of like see a box next to the door, and he kind of taps on it. And when you look at it, you can see it's like a donation box.
How much is typical for something like this?
Well, it's a donation box, so it's whatever you decide it is. Or are you asking?
Oh. Yeah, I'm asking like how much people usually give.
So he looks a little embarrassed, and he was really trying to be kind of like nonchalant about pointing out the donation box, but he's
halfling.
well, miss, it's whatever people can do to help out. It was really appreciated. I mean, our services are for all that need it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him like 200 gold pieces.
Jesus.
Because I'm so grateful, and this town has been nothing but good to me. And they also took care of a nasty beast, so I'm gonna donate.
He looks like he's about to swoon when he sees that amount of money go into the box. Thank you so much. Many blessings on you and yours.
No problem.
At this point, I'm not sure that Agnetha actually recognizes that as an amount of money, and I'm like kind of dumbstruck.
I'm like, what?
I'm just gonna go for 10 because that seems like it's a little less over the top, but I'm gonna try and like be a little bit like just not
I'm going to approach you as a friend. You know what? They saved your life, and that was important to me. And plus, that nasty creature that we gave them is going to be quite a thing to deal with.
Oh, what happened with the ogres? I missed the end of that.
No,
did the owlbear live? Was it okay?
Don't even worry about it. Let's just go and get some rest for you, okay? Are you already rested? Is she good?
I mean, like, I'm okay. Like, I'm all right to go about my daily business as long as I don't get into another fight.
Well, maybe we can go down and have a little bit of a brunch with our friend.
No, you go and have your brunch with your friend. I'm just going to go to the library because the odds of me getting into a fight there are very low.
How long before I have to do my do I wait until I go to brunch with Harak?
Harak,
can we go to the library?
Yeah, you can absolutely. That was like you guys had dinner plans.
Oh, good. Okay, so this is the end. Good.
You
All right.
you have kind of like a couple hours.
Wonderful. Let's definitely go to the library. There are more things that we can try to learn from this place.
Okay, good. You know that people have to be quiet in the library, right?
Ha ha. Yeah. I'm a half elf. I get it. I'm probably not going to listen to you, so just be aware of that.
I know. It was just playful ribbing.
Okay, let's do it. Let's march our little tushies off to the librarium.
So, okay, so you guys find your way to the library.
Okay.
And once you enter the building, the architecture here is much different than anywhere else you've been in Gryphongaffe. Agatha, you're a half elven, but how much exposure have you actually had to elves?
Not a lot, actually. I've had more exposure to dwarves, which hence my my attitude and my personality. I was raised in a community of half elves. Yeah, so I was raised in a community of half elves, but I also always felt sort of above them because I thought they were a little bit petty and into niceties, and I didn't really care about it. Which is why I'm an outlander. I'm the few in my tribe that just didn't give one shit about money or being higher class or anything like that. So much more of a dwarven background.
Okay, so with that, the one thing you do recognize about the architecture and the way the building is built, it is the opposite of dwarven in its design. Everything looks very elegant, and in some ways, it may even remind you a little bit of the shrine from the Guardian's Grove.
Right.
There is a young elf sitting behind a wooden desk as soon as you walk into the library. It opens up into a huge foyer.
Okay.
And this young elf that is dressed very well, but not particularly richly, but nice. Looks at you with green eyes, blonde hair framing his face, very, very pale skinned. What can I do for you, ladies?
I'm kind to him. Go ahead.
You cut out a little bit, and I missed what species this person was.
Elf. He's an elf.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be very comfortable with him still. I mean, I'm still very, very common with Elven, and I can speak to him, and I can ask him and tell him what we've been sort of going through, and that. Well, I guess, do you have any specific questions you want to ask him?
I know that we were trying to find a cure for your friends that ended up turned into lizards or something like that, but I wasn't actually there to see the details of this myself, so it would all be secondhand unless you told him.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to tell him what we've gone through, sort of, not necessarily with the... Well, yeah, I'm going to tell him about all the beasts that we've encountered on the road, even, that there seems to be a sickness in the land going on, and that, we've got this troglodyte disease going, and we're trying to get as much information as we can about musks, you could say, or maybe troglodyte forms, or maybe diseases, or I don't know what to look for exactly, but something like that. Maybe he knows something. That's what I'm hoping.
So let me get this straight. Someone was poisoning ale, and it turned those people into it. Those people that drank the ale into troglodytes?
Yes.
Sounds absolutely
Sounds
hideous.
pretty weird to me too.
It is hideous, and we're trying to find out the source of this. We also are looking for a man named Monarch. Have you heard of him?
I have not, but I don't really consort with poisoners per se. I am just one of the scribes here, a journeyman, one of the understudies. But my name is Great Talon, and I could probably I could probably direct you in the direction. Aslanalar is the head of the library and the wisest of all of us, but he is right now involved in a matter that is very important and cannot be disturbed. But there is another here that might be able to help you. She is a master alchemist,
Perfect. That's what we need.
and perhaps if you have a sample
I do.
of that ale, she will be able to analyze it and see what is going on.
No, the ale. Oh. Okay.
Well, what do you have a sample of?
I was gonna say I've got a sample of one of the monsters that we've been fighting that are just like mindlessly raging, and also the troglodyte victims that we took capture in the town before.
Yes.
Can I say that I actually took a vial of that? Like
I think Daphne actually did.
she did. Okay. I just figured I've got, I would be doing something like that. I would have taken some kind of sample to show someone.
So he gives you directions, and down the hall, up the spiral stairs, make a right at the T, and listen for explosions.
Oh, that's promising.
Interesting. I like this place. Let's go.
Yes, the lady Sheena Silversong should be able to help you. And with that, you guys, we'll spend a couple minutes walking, and before you know it, you begin to an acrid smell begins to waft down the hallway towards you. And true to what the scribe had said, you do hear an explosion coming from down the hall.
All right.
And then you hear an oh my.
Okay.
Yep.
Here we go, my friend. Another adventure for us today.
And
after you.
And
right.
So you turn the corner, and down the hall, there's an open doorway with some smoke billowing out the top of, along the top of the ceiling, and it is like an acrid green color.
Okay.
And as you get closer, you hear coughing. And oh, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, I'm gonna peek around the corner and be like, "Is everything okay? Am I in a danger zone?"
So when you peek around the corner, what you see is a very, very tall, high elven woman. She's probably taller than quite a few of the men you've seen, but she's whip thin, and her hair is the color of beaten copper. And as she turns to you when she hears your voice, you can see that she's got one eye that is silver and one eye that is gold. Her features are very very angular and almost bird-like.
Ooh.
And as she turns to you to see who spoke to her, she also calls out, "Watch out!" as she kind of like ducks, and a book comes flying off of a bookcase and flies past her head.
Okay. Is it coming towards us?
There. Now that you're kind of like in the closer to the room, you can see there are several books that seem to be flapping and flying around the room.
Okay.
And
this is delightful.
And on the other side of a work table, there's a large bookcase along the wall that seems to be undulating and moving about. And she is backing her way out of the room towards you guys, mumbling to herself, "That wasn't supposed to happen at all."
So, what precisely is going on here?
Are you asking her, or are you asking me for a better description?
I'm asking her.
Okay. Well, I was working on a minor incantation when my elbow accidentally bumped the ethereal slug slime, and it went into what I was working on. And with that, she ducks as a book flies over her head and slams into the door jamb next to it. And yeah, that happened.
That ethereal stuff will get ya.
I'll just be laughing in the background.
It should wear off soon. Oh, what are you guys doing?
Okay. I'm going to be like, well, I was impressed. Anyways, we have this vial of fluid for you to look at.
She starts like waving, patting the air and waving her hands like, yeah. Let's talk about this outside in the hall.
Please.
Outside.
And as you guys
Outside.
do that, she pulls and slams the door shut behind you guys. And part of it kind of looks like this doesn't really look all that out of place for her. Like it's just kind of like another day at the office. And you just hear thud, 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 as things just, multiple things slam against the door, and it kind of bucks a little bit. And she kind of gives you guys a kind of a wry half smile. Yeah, Vile, you were saying. And
She makes me think of Princess Bubblegum.
and she's like half paying attention to you guys as she talks.
Okay. All right. Well. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to like disturb your thing in there, but we've got some interesting things that are going on, and I would like to speak with you about some things.
Well, speak away. We seem to be talking. And with that, like the door bucks, and she bucks with it again. And she gives a little titter of a laugh. And you can also see that she seems to be counting to herself.
I'm like, okay, lady. Well, this is sort of important things that are killing people in the area, and maybe this isn't the best time and place. A troglodyte disease, lady. I'm trying to tell you that there's a bad disease going on in the valley. And this is the only proof that I have. And I'm just sort of putting it in her face and trying to, tell her as best I can without her distractions. It's making me mad that she hasn't taken me to a private place. I'm frustrated now.
Oh, yes. We'll deal with that soon enough. I just got to wait for these angry books to settle down.
Oh.
And that should be it. And with that, you hear a bunch of things crash to the floor on the other side of the door.
Okay.
She lets out a deep sigh and takes the vial from you. And you said troglodytes, you say? Disgusting.
Really disgusting. And this needs your help. I mean, if you can help us figure out what this is inside of these bodies, that could be most helpful, my lady. Thank you.
We could definitely take a look at it. It sounds quite interesting as well. I haven't heard of any such thing. You say that this stuff is turning people into troglodytes? And that with that, she unstops it and sniffs it and makes a face and quickly puts the stopper back on.
Is this the troglodyte blood, or is this actually the ale that I'm giving?
The ale. I believe Vexa grabbed the ale.
Good. Okay.
I am certainly no expert on the matter, but aren't you supposed to waft when you're dealing with dangerous substances?
Maybe.
She's crazy. She sniffs things all day. My lady.
You're calling her crazy.
But from the story in the tale that this young lady has told me, apparently it has to be ingested.
That's what we're thinking too. Yeah, both the places where this crazy shit happened, we were at taverns. So go figure.
Well, taverns are a place for excitement.
No, not that kind of excitement. Okay, not troglodyte excitement. Not what we want.
I don't think there's any place or good time for troglodyte excitement. So with that, she goes to open the door. It doesn't budge at first, and then she kind of like puts her shoulder to it and like pushes it. And again, like you get the idea, like this isn't really new to her doing this stuff. And she kind of looks around, and you can see that pretty much there are no books left on this enormous bookcase that takes up most of one wall. And books are just kind of strewn about. Well, this is going to take some time to clean this up. And she goes over to a table that's like laden with all kinds of jars and vials and things that you have no idea what they could possibly be. And
right.
she takes the stopper and sets it in. She takes the vial you have and sets it into a holder and goes, well, it's going to take me some time to look into this for you.
All right. Well, how much time do you think you got?
A day or two.
Oh, that's not a problem. We will maybe perhaps leave this here with you and maybe give you some time to clean up your disaster here. We have some prior engagements for the evening, my lady, so excuse us, but we must be on our way.
So at this point, enough time's gone by. If you decide you want to decide to say you've taken a short rest, you can.
Okay.
And you could expend hit die to get back hit points.
Yes, good. Absolutely necessary.
Indeed.
Oh, it's not showing up on my screen. Oh, there it is.
Delayed reaction.
So what are we rolling? Are we rolling for that, or are we just...
So you can expend up to your hit dice in die to gain back hit points. So it's whatever the die is plus your Constitution modifier.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So now you're getting very close to the time when you should be meeting Harak.
Okay. Can I go to our? Do we have a place to stay right now? Are we still in the same place that we were last?
You guys have been kind of staying with the Ambaway, the halfling clan.
Okay.
And you might have stayed the one night at the Poor Man's Pub.
Yeah, we were hanging out. I remember this briefly. We had some fun. Okay. Yeah. So maybe we can go back to I think it'd be a good idea to go back to our halfling friends and let them know what's happened to you, since you are valuable in their tribe.
Oh, they don't need to know that happened. If Lala Midge found out that I almost died, she would never let me leave again. So they don't find out about this. We do not tell them. You do not breathe a word about what happened. This is very important.
I'm going to go up to you and whisper, I'm afraid of Lala Midge. What if I don't tell her and she finds out?
Yeah, so I think it's best if we just don't tell them anything about this.
Okay, we won't. I gotta find a river or something because I'm covered in blood and this nastiness, and I cannot go on a date looking like this.
Right, no, that's probably a good idea because I'm wanting to actually go out and start talking to people and gaining some contacts in the city because I like to have my ear to the ground and know what's going on, and I shouldn't be doing that covered in blood either.
Keep your cup out. We're gonna have to make up for that money that I had to spend for you. Just remember that.
Okay.
All right, Bard. Do your job, Bard. No, not really. I'm just giving you shit. I like to tease you since you're my halfling, but it's only in fun.
It's all right.
Okay. Yeah, the gnome that owns a goblin, a half elf that owns a halfling.
But remember your place, fool.
So yeah, you guys are able to find places to clean up and wash out the blood, and
okay.
Or if you wanted to shop for new clothes or anything like that, it's easy enough to do.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely gonna do that.
Yeah. What else might I need to do here? I guess. Yeah, just bathe. So, I'm gonna do that, and then I guess I'll just get ready to go off and meet Harak. And I'm going alone on this venture, really? Okay.
That is completely up to you guys how you want to do it.
I don't know how to do this, I guess. So lead me to this Harak and I can see what I can learn from him, which was my ultimate and, first instinct was to learn from him. Okay,
so the Chisel and the Chalice is the name of the inn.
Yes.
Where you guys
this tickles me.
Where you guys had agreed to meet.
I'm like, perfect. I like storm up looking glorious. I'm like, okay,
So,
let's do this.
are you going by yourself? Is Kenna like tagging along?
Kenna, what are you thinking?
Oh, I know you're on your own with this. I'm gonna go talk to other people and make some contacts.
Okay, so we're gonna go our separate ways and try to learn what we can. I'm gonna try to use the gift of romance that is so placed upon me as a half elf and a barbarian, I guess, and try to learn what I can from Harak, based on all that we've gone through and
Okay.
whatever else. So,
And where is Kenna going?
Kenna, where art thou going? She's gonna go into town. Hello, are you there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I had a lag spike.
It's okay. Where are you headed? Why she heads to the chisel and the chalice.
I'm gonna go exploring. I'm going to check out the town and see what I can hear for myself.
Okay, excellent. So, as you when you arrive to the tavern,
The scene.
as soon as you walk through the doors, you find that Harak is already there at a table. He's very easy to spot. He is one of the most imposing figures in the tavern.
Yeah.
He's easily as wide as two men put together. And he's wearing, his, he's dressed basically the way you saw him earlier that day in his military uniform or watch uniform.
Okay.
He does not have the great axe that was strapped on his back earlier that day is not there anymore. But a giant maul is sitting by the table next to him. And
I'll go for that, I guess.
And he has a large tanker out in front of him, and when he sees you come through the door, he kind of waves you over.
Okay.
Agatha, greetings. I'm glad you decided to take me up on my offer.
Indeed, I am glad that we can have this visit.
And he calls over one of the servers. A young human man comes over. Barely growing whiskers. And what would you like to drink? This place is kind of renowned for the spiced blood wine. They have a fine dwarven night bloom wine, as well as, if you prefer something a little more hearty, there's the dwarven mushroom mead.
Ah, that sounds really good. The dwarven mushroom mead. I will take that. I will try that, good sir. Anything but your local ale, please.
So Harak gives you kind of an approving nod when you tell him that, and while the server gives you a bit of a sideways glance, but it doesn't take long before he comes scuttling back with your beverage.
Does it come with a mushroom on the rim?
You tell me, does it?
Okay, that's all right.
No. Actually, do you think it should? I like that idea.
I'd be like, of course. I would like your best local mushroom, shiitake preferably, placed upon my cup rim.
Absolutely, that's the way it's served. It's actually served hot with the mushroom cap kind of split and almost like the orange wedge.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
That's exactly how it comes.
All right, awesome.
So
I've had a hard day. Can I just dump it, half of it right away and then set it down like nothing was weird? Like in front of my...
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Okay.
And he kind of gives you an approving nod, and he looks up and down and goes, "You look a little worn out since the last time I've seen you."
I finally clasp. I'm like, "You have no idea. I'm so tired."
There's some quiet music playing in the background. There's some minstrels off to the side on one stage.
Okay.
And well, it sounds better than my day. I always thought this was like my dream job, to get into Gryphongaffe and just clean up, the streets and keep people safe and protect my town. But I find more than anything, these days I end up sitting on my ass all day, pushing papers around. It wasn't what I signed on for at all.
Man, that sounds rough.
Well, I don't know. I guess someone has to do it. There's always some problem that has to be fixed or something done about.
Well, speaking of problems, I'm going to tell him about the beast that I slayed. And then I'm going to ask him to drink more.
So it doesn't take much to encourage him to drink more.
Okay.
And he also, yes, about that. That's quite impressive for a warrior to best an ogre in single combat.
I'm kind of a hero where I come from, so maybe you might be able to fill me in on some information I'm looking for. Really quietly, I get close to him and I'm making it like a big deal, like it's a giant secret. I'm gonna make it be like something that's really okay, you can't tell anybody. And I'm gonna tell him about this troglodyte business, and that I'm really, really, really worried for your citizens. And I'm gonna make it a big deal. And I'm gonna ask him if he's heard anything at all.
So this is a business call, huh? He looks a little disappointed and a little crestfallen, but and right away you have your wisdom's above average, right?
Yeah, it's 12. It's not bad.
Yeah, so it's above average. Right away you realize he is actually probably a lot smarter than most people give him credit for.
He's more into me than the lunch is what I'm taking from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He basically asked. He wanted to get to meet you, know you better.
Okay.
So yeah, he looks a little upset, but he quickly brushes it aside and goes, "Well, the fact that you're taking interest in our town, I greatly approve of this. And though I like to see the watch attend to these matters for the most part, there have been times when the aid of others has greatly benefited the town and Gryphongaffe. So I cannot say I'm completely displeased. And I do think I know what you're speaking of."
I'm gonna pass it up. How much time has gone by then? I have a drink and be a little more loose by the time he started telling me things. I definitely understand that he thinks this is a date, so I'm trying to swoon him into drinking more, just sort of tell me things. I'm going to brush it off and just go, well, anyways, I'm just so tired. I need another drink. Do you want to try one of these mushroom things?
Absolutely. So at this time, it can be however much time you want it to be. You guys could have been chit chat and order dinner, things like that.
Good.
So he goes, troglodytes. I don't know anything about that. I don't really even know what they are. I know the word. I've heard it said before, but I don't know this creature you're speaking of. And then from there, I guess you would have described it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, sounds like a nasty business. You said they smell bad?
Oh, it's god awful. It's like goblins, but worse.
Ugh, goblins. Don't even bring up goblins. This town has been overrun by goblins anymore. First there's the two clowns that are always hanging around. The Lion's Heart Inn, they actually perform there on a regular basis. The crowd seem to love them.
Interesting.
And then your friend the other day with her goblin.
Don't get me started. Anyways.
But I guess Gryphongaffe has just become that kind of place where all kinds of people can be found here. I guess it's good. I mean, I've lived other places where half-orcs aren't accepted very well, and I can even imagine, you being of elven and human descent, that you've probably run into those that don't approve.
Indeed.
So Gryphongaffe is a really nice place to live, and we really do try to keep out any of the unsavory riffraff types. We have had a problem recently. It just started not long ago. I don't know what these people are taking, but it's really messing them up. It's some kind of drug.
Mm-hmm. And what do you know of the effects of this drug?
Well, first of all, my men keep complaining to me because one, the jails are really beginning to stink, and two, they say these people when they get high on this stuff, they give off it makes them smell bad. It is the oddest thing. They did find these tubes, these like quills that that they seem to use to inject. I want to call it a venom or poison into themselves, but I don't know. It all gives me the heebie-jeebies. I find it quite distasteful.
As do I. And this is interesting. I've heard this before. I wonder if this is the same thing going on with the towns in the area. This seems like a real problem in your area. And what are you doing about the beasts running through the forest randomly on the road?
You know, I've been here a long time now. And if it's not beasts, it's blood cultists. And if it's not blood cultists, it's something else. You know, it used to be real quiet around here for so long, but anymore, there's always something going on. I don't understand it. You know, thankfully, we do have some people that have stepped up in this town in order to help out, because frankly, it is beyond what most of the normal citizens can deal with. There was even during one of our festivals where we're celebrating that all the toys in the town came to life and tried to kill people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I said exactly. It was crazy. You would never believe it. Toys trying to murder people right here in our town.
How long ago was this?
It was back a couple years ago. Just as the whole blood cultist thing was beginning to blow over.
I'm sorry. I'm new to society, and this just all blows my mind. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring this up when the time, when we were trying to get away from it all, but I've just had a hard day. My friend was almost killed today. She was taken out by these crazy orcs that we'd met before. Or trolls, not orcs. I'm sorry. You're an orc.
Ogres.
Trolls. Ogres,
They were ogres.
Whatever they are, they're like these massive, hairy, nasty creatures, and I had to kill them, and they almost killed my friend, and I'm a little bit dazed, okay? So, we got to figure out what's going on, because a lot of people are going to be getting killed from this, and my friend almost died, like I said, so if you hear of anything, please let me know.
It
just a phone call away.
It is very, very troubling these times we live in. Where are you staying?
Well, currently I am with my halfling friends in the forest, and I think I will be going back there tonight to be with my friend who is injured and not so well.
Interesting. Well, hopefully she recovers quickly. And did you tell him that you went by the library?
Yeah, I kind of told him about our details of the day and what we were trying to figure out. Maybe he knows something about this crazy, this crazy lady who deals with herbs. I could ask him, yeah, do you know anything about this woman, or do you know of her credentials at all?
Well, if she's being employed by the Elven Library, that speaks volumes for itself. I would not be overly concerned. Analasalar runs the library, and he would not employ her if she was not skilled in her craft.
Okay, good to know.
But honestly, I find those that delve deeply into books and lore, and he kind of looks around him and makes a gesture. You think it's kind of maybe like maybe something to ward off evil or some kind of superstition or something. Right. But those who delve in the arcane arts can be They can be strange at the best of times.
Indeed was my impression. That was definitely something. I think I shall keep my eye on this woman. If you do the same, perhaps we may find something. And I will speak of my friend to my friend of anything that's happened. We're sort of a team now. We've been attacked several times, and I have had some very interesting experiences. So I'm on the lookout, as you may be as well. A little bit hesitant of anyone and everyone.
Well, for the most part, the folks of Gryphongaffe are regular folks, and they're good and they mean well. I think if you stick around, you're going to make a lot of good friends and find that there are hardy folk, and that walk in the light.
Well, thank you. That gives me peace.
So at this point, you guys have probably been hanging out for quite a few hours. Yeah, you're into the cups for a while.
Yeah.
And with that, would you allow me to walk you back to your halfling friends?
I would love that. Thank you.
So he puts a hand on the table and pushes himself up, his massive bulk. With one fluid motion, his hand swings down, grasping the haft of his maul. He kind of like flips it up onto his shoulder and begins walking to the door. When he gets to the door, he holds it open for you. After you, my friend.
Thank you. Let me lead the way to our halfling little caravan.
Good enough.
Now, can I actually have him lead me part way, not all the way? Does he know where the halflings are at this point? Does everyone?
You're under the impression, and there was a lot more said than what we've talked about. So you would probably get the impression that he's very aware of things going on inside the town.
Right.
So he probably would know about the newcomers.
Okay, yeah, I imagine I talked to him for about 5 or 6 hours. We just sort of stayed up late and drank and talked. Okay. So I'm going to let him lead me to this camp then, since I figure he already knows where it's at.
Yeah, so within a few minutes, you guys find yourself back at the perimeter of the camp. The halflings, they do have a loose watch set, and with that, he bids you good evening and thanks you for the companionship.
Yes, good night, good sir. It's very nice to be with you. And I'll return to my friend's tent or wherever she is at now and try to see how she's doing.
Okay. So, Megan.
Yes.
You're exploring the town.
I have the charlatan background, and I have little birds stationed to tell me what's going on with the aristocracy at the lodge. Now I want some ears in the slums. So that's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Nice.
So, it's not too hard to find. What exactly are you looking for?
I'm going to try and find a poorer area of town. I would like to throw like some kind of like really janky kind of garment like over myself and like pull the hood up and like sit in an alley or something with a deck of cards and read fortunes for the next couple of hours and see what I can find out by telling people about themselves, because when you start telling people about themselves, they tell you about themselves, and get an idea of what's going on in this part of town.
I love it.
Okay, so you do find it. You do find the poorer section of town where things are a little more ramshackle, and you instantly get the vibe that this part of the town has been here longer and is a bit more run down. Though Gryphongaffe as a whole is a little more prosperous than a lot of places, so it's definitely not like the poor section of poorer places you've been. And it doesn't quite reek of the desperation that maybe like a poor neighborhood in a city might. So you do get some people that take you up on your offer to tell their fortunes, and they're quite chatty, but guarded at the same time. So what exactly are you trying to figure out?
Well, I want the general lay of the current climate of the area. I want to know generally what's going on in this part of town, like kind of the bigger deal news, like rumors, that sort of thing.
Okay, so you definitely hear about blood cultists. They seem to be really obsessed with blood cultists in this town for some reason. You know, you hear a story about a Null army that was stopped a couple years ago, or a year ago. You hear all kinds of crazy tales of things that have happened in this town, and you also, one of the things you do learn that maybe you didn't know was the former mayor Thalen Leafblade, as you heard, was actually a blood cultist that got executed in town. But what you might not have heard was his ghost was actually haunting the town and now resides at the Ranger Lodge outside of town.
Interesting.
Yeah, they apparently he has to atone for the misgivings in his life with his unlife. So,
and would this person happen to be half elven?
Yeah, you know Thalen Leafblade is half elf.
Okay. Now that's interesting. That's something that was worth finding out.
And then you also learned that Harak was actually campaigning to be the mayor at one point before the current mayor, Lyndon Helmsworthy, the halfling. And you know, there was actually during their debate during the mayoral race, a monster attacked Gryphongaffe again, and I don't know what happened, but during the battle, the monster was driven off by Lyndon Helmsworthy and his companions, and Harak and some of the other guards. There was an elf. No one even remembers his name at this point. He was trying to be mayor too. And you know, the only thing people really remember is he ran off during the battle, while the rest, you know, drove off these monsters. And after the battle, you know, I heard that, you know, Harak and Lyndon came to some kind of deal or arrangement, and Harak dropped out of the race and decided to back Lyndon Helmsworthy. After that, his place as the mayor of Gryphongaffe was assured.
And I don't suppose any of them know what this arrangement was.
No, they don't. Although it is obvious that after that happened, that Harak, you know, became the head of the watch and the militia in Gryphongaffe. So it's easy enough to speculate that might have been part of it.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing you hear about is at least one or two of the people talk about the Gryphingaffe's succession from the kingdom of Drellic, which everyone is baffled. You know, Lyndon Helmsworthy left Gryphongaffe for Drellic and came back with Gryphongaffe being its own sovereign nation now. No one knows how he managed to maneuver it. Clearly the man is a diplomatic genius.
Interesting.
All right. So I'm like gathering all of this information and like compiling it, and probably like taking notes whenever there's nobody around to see me taking notes so that I don't forget this stuff.
Yeah, you also get a list of all the council people, everyone that's important.
Good.
The taverns in the area. There's only 4 taverns, and one of them is like the newest one is kind of like the seedy one. Which is the Busted Donkey, and then the other ones I think I've mentioned previously, which is the Lionheart Pub, which you guys have not been to yet. The Chalice and the Chisel is kind of where the nobles go to slum it. Merchants like to hang out there, and it's a place for bards and minstrels that can be found there quite often. The Poor Man's Pub, you guys have already been there, run by Tom, which is kind of just like basically a commoner tavern, a decent place. But if people are kind of shady and slimy, then the Busted Donkey is more likely where you're going to find those people at.
Let's go there.
All right. Yeah, I definitely want to check that out, but I don't want to go there by myself and when I'm down hit points. So I'll wait until I have Agnetha and preferably I'll write that on our list of things to do.
Okay.
Indeed, I agree with this. Wisdom of your
Busted donkey.
So, and that probably takes you quite a while, and then until basically the streets start kind of clearing out, and it's not really worth it anymore for you.
All right, so I'm gonna go back to the encampment and hopefully meet Agnetha there when she gets back. And I probably got back before she did if she was out as late as she said. So I'll be up and waiting for her when she comes back.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, she's been back, or you've been back for several hours before she gets back, and I think all is quiet. The halflings seem to be settling in the Gryphongaffe. I mean, it's only been a couple of days now, and everyone seems optimistic and hopeful. So you're probably chilling by the fire when Lala Midge comes to sit with you and begins knitting. That's the word I was looking for. And staring into the fire and just kind of relaxing. How was your day, child?
Oh, this and that. We helped some pixies relocate to a new place. I made some friends. And this is actually a very lovely town,
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I am greatly enjoying it so far. Look at this color, and she holds up some yarn. And of
beautiful.
Yeah, they say this. I just found it today. The yarn. They say it's imported from the mountains. Do you know they have orcs?
Really?
They have orcs in the mountains that raise giant goats.
Interesting.
Goats. Giant to us or giant to everybody else?
Yeah, to Midge.
They ride them like horses.
Amazing.
Really cool. Wow.
And they milk them, and they make cheese from the milk, and they also shear them and make this yarn from their
I'm gonna
goats.
touch it. I'm gonna touch it and check out the color and everything.
It feels really coarse and sturdy.
I would love to ride a goat or any kind of hoofed creature.
Olingai yarn is what they call it.
Olingai yarns, fantastic. I'm just gonna talk her up as much as I can and distract her and let her
talk about anything but ogres.
Right.
Anything but ogres.
Talk about her. So I saw these berries back in the woods. They were amazing and so good and just wow. I mean, you couldn't believe the flavor. I'll have to go out and get you some one of these times, That'll be something to distract her with. You see, berries. Yeah.
So you ladies look very tired. And you miss. She looks up at Agatha. You smell like a tavern.
I have been to a tavern, my lady, and I am ready for bed.
Agatha, I
Maybe
do
you
need
can give
to
me
talk
something
to you.
similar to an ibuprofen. Oh well, yeah, of course. We're just kind of making mom believe the story before we go to our own room,
right?
Kind of thing.
Okay, awesome, good.
Yeah, great. Okay. So I figure I would just, tell her, yeah, I had a really nice time at the tavern and tried some new things, and honestly though, I think I'm ready for sleep. So I'm gonna kind of
sleep sounds really good. Exaggerated yawn.
All right, so the two of you kind of slink off away from the fire and Lala Midge.
Okay. So you are not going to believe some of the crap that I found out from people on the street today. And I'm going to start telling her about all of it in quiet conspiratorial tones. And guess who knows more information about this that you are in contact with that you could get this information from?
Let me guess. I don't trust him anyways. Yep, that's what I thought. All right, good. Well, I'm glad that we had these encounters today.
I mean, just find out what you can because I really want to know. I'm super curious, and you
Honey,
know.
I will get whatever you need because I got in really good with him, so I'll be.
Well,
able to
I don't need the details, but honestly, like if you can just, you
Not
know,
that way.
just steer
God.
the conversation without bluntly asking about it, because we don't like want people to know that we're like. Stuff.
I can do that. I'm very good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can figure out something from this guy. Figure out a little more. There's something definitely he's not telling me. So.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. All right. So we both found out stuff about Harok, correct?
Yes.
He's not so much of a hero as we like to take him on for. He was a sneaky bastard, so.
Oh, I don't know if it's necessarily a sneaky kind of thing. I mean, this could be something completely different. I want to know.
There's more to this man
I'm
than
nosy.
we have been led on to believe.
So with that, I think we're going to wrap up right here with you guys checking on Daphne.
Okay.
And when we pick up next time, we'll find out how Daphne is doing and whether or not she's recovered.
What's the goblin doing while she's sick, by the way? I must know.
Leave the goblin alone. He's probably taking care of her, and we are not going to bother him.
He is taking care of her because he's very concerned that if something happens to her, that rune on him will explode.
That's true. He is a captive. Remember that. He is a captive.
Oh my god. Like,
right.
just leave Borscht alone. He's a person. He has feelings.
So, like, you guys kind of,
Exactly.
like, come in on him, tending to Daphne and bringing her stuff and you know, kind of, like, just taking care of her. But as soon as he sees Agatha, he kind of, like, scuttles to the foot of the bed and, like, circles like a dog and lays there and kind of is, like, cringing and shivering.
I take delight in this, so I'm just going to stare at him.
I don't. I think that's really sad, and I'm judging you hardcore.
Judge me all you want. I saved your life today. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, you did. So I can't judge you as hardcore as I would have otherwise, but I'm slightly judging you.
I love you, but kiss my ass, my sweet little halfling. We shall enjoy the night with my guard protecting our lives.
So with that, we'll end it right there. Next session, next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Wednesday, we'll find out how Daphne's doing. And until next time, guys, stay nerdy.
Bye, guys. Thanks.